Travis, you in danger, girl, and even the Kardashians can't save you.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
What's going on, y'all? I have been ready to talk about this for the last week since the situation happened. Let's get into these things because, baby, this is a PR nightmare, terrible, but folks saw it coming. First of all, before we even get started, I feel like I got to say grace. Why are we inviting 50,000 people into an event in the middle of a pandemic? Like, I'm trying to wrap my mind around, we're still losing how many people a day to COVID, and we think it's right to have 50,000 people in a tight spot, like for a it doesn't even make any sense. So let's get into the things. We all know about Astroworld and the festival and Travis Scott. And first of all, I just want to send out my condolences to all the people who lost loved ones, all the people who passed away from this tragedy, because this whole situation could have been avoided. And as we see more details emerge and come out, that this could have been avoided from the very beginning. One, it could have been avoided because Live Nation should have never been having anything like this in the middle of a pandemic. We should have never had that to begin with. And then seeing all these people rushing into all the crowds of folks just running into this festival. Like, you see, security was very low. Like, they didn't have any type of protection, like any type of things that was like making sure stuff was organized. And the stuff that they did was just in place to look like they had something just to check the box. Oh girl, we did that, we met that quota, we did that. But we see ultimately that all of the systems that were in place ultimately failed. We had a security guard that did an interview and said that he felt like he wasn't prepared and he was hired on the spot. Like, I'm not surprised, because at the end of the day, it was never about safety, it was about pulling profits. And the moment we understand and we realize that these corporations are here to make money, it has always been about profits over people, point blank, period. Like, you can have, these folks can send all type of apologies and feel some type of way, but at the end of the day, it's about profit. And that is what Travis Scott is experiencing now. He's not experiencing cancel culture. He's not experiencing any of that. What he's experiencing is, you are expendable. You are costing us more money than we are getting in, and we got to kick you to the curb, girl. He's been dropped from Fortnite. He's been like, girl, I wouldn't be surprised if McDonald's takes him off the M and like, girl, we ain't selling those Travis Scott burgers. Get some more of them mixed saucy meals, them sweeter meals out. But this is what it is. It's all wrapped up in capitalism, in a bow made of inflation. Like, all of this is crazy. Security allowed children at this event who now are not with us anymore. Like, let this venue turn into something that it was not supposed to be. It was supposed to be limited capacity to 50,000. And how many people were there? People were bum rushing. And who was inciting all these people to do all these things? Travis Scott. Sounds kind of familiar if we kind of back the tape up back to earlier this year, how someone was inciting riots and all that, and then when it blew up out of control, beyond their control, then they like, oh, well, did I do that? Am I responsible? Yes. There is video on top of video of Travis Scott enticing fans, stopping stuff, because people want to say, oh, Travis Scott, he didn't see the stuff that was going on. How he came on stage? There's literally a video of him harassing somebody who's on camera, like recording stuff for Summer Jam, trying to do their job. Shout out to Jameer, like trying to do their jobs. And Travis Scott stopped the guy on the stage, stopped him on stage and told him to leave. Stopped the crowd, stopped performing, and went and told him to get off. There's another one of him in the mosh pit telling fans to jump one person because they allegedly took his shoe. Like, that man is toxic. That man is toxic. I'm not seeing Travis Scott be caring or anything. There's no videos of that. I'm not seeing that. What I'm seeing is manipulation and inciting riots and all this other stuff, and we're taking it as a joke. Oh, this is how Travis Scott is. And we never want to say this is a bad thing until a bad thing happens. People lost their lives. As I'm doing this video right now, 9 people have passed away so far. A woman who was brain dead, unfortunately, just passed away as I started recording this. A child has lost their life. Like, people have lost loved ones. This is a very serious matter, and you got people on Twitter trying to take up for a millionaire and $1 billion corporation that should have never had this go on in the middle of a pandemic, because at the end of the day, God forbid we don't make profits, and now y'all got to pay the piper. To the people who are out here dragging folks and saying, oh, these people out here calling lawyers before they call in the funeral home. Baby, first of all, the funeral homes are backed up so much because of COVID. As someone who lost a family member recently, we had to wait some time because the funeral homes are backed up to capacity because of the pandemic that we don't want to realize that we are still in. So yes, you contact a lawyer to help you ease the process to make sure, what do I do next? What do I do? Because some of these folks probably don't even have money to even bury somebody unexpectedly like this. Like, it makes no sense for folks to try to blame everybody else except the people who threw this event, who are responsible for everything that happens to the folks at that time of that event. So, and then we find out, not just fans running around and all this stuff, they were ill prepared from the very beginning. So all this propaganda, the police talking about folks pricking folks in the neck, trying to make it seem as though it's some mask or whatever stuff, like y'all trying to pull up on that vax stuff, or these folks right here sticking people with stuff and they start doing crazy stuff. Now the police out here walking that back. Oh, well, the person who said that happened, walking up and said that didn't happen. What happened was Travis incites these people. There's videos of this man doing that. Like, he has tweeted and said, like, girl, let him in, like, do y'all stuff, da da da. Travis Scott has been known to do that at his stuff, at his concert stuff. So I'm just not understanding how the blame is going to everybody else for the person who was in charge. There's videos from the 90s and 80s and early 2000s of folks at concerts, people throwing concerts and stuff, and stopping crowds like, hey, check up on this person. Like, hey, when we see somebody fall out, we stand them up, we go check them out. Like that, you are in charge. You can tell them to do the wave, you can tell them to do everything else, but you can't see an ambulance drive by and red lights and folks passing out. You're not attentive. You can see everything else. You can get on somebody and tell, oh, y'all jump him because he stole my shoe, but you can't see that something is amiss going on. You are Travis Scott. These folks love you. If you stop the crowd like you did when you was cussing Jameer out from doing his job on stage at Summer Jam, if you took that same energy and applied and said, hey, what's going on over here? What y'all doing? Like, say that. Check in with your fans. Say, hey, y'all good? Now, I'm going to drag it a little bit, and I love SZA, but now you got folks like SZA out here, you know, hey, y'all stop the music. Is y'all good? Girl, it's giving performative shit. First of all, y'all don't care about these folks because you did. Wouldn't nobody be there to begin with because we still in the pandemic. COVID is still spreading. We about to be in the house close to folks because it's winter time, and that's how flu and COVID spreads, like in tight spaces. So if y'all don't care, so stop trying to pretend. Stop putting a thank you on a damn grocery bag and high-ass groceries. Like, please stop. Please stop it. Just stop it. Travis Scott never cared. Security was lackluster. None of these folks were prepared. These folks were just here to check a box and say, hey, I got this, I got this. And then when stuff went haywire, nobody was there to protect these folks and make sure folks were good because y'all didn't spend the money on the infrastructure to make sure stuff was in place. It shouldn't have been 50,000 folks in this place to begin with. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's about profits over people. And now y'all got to pay these folks up. Now y'all got to pay these folks because y'all are responsible for this. And every day more details are coming out. They're saying that Travis Scott went to Dave & Buster's after this stuff happened, allegedly. I wouldn't be surprised. Then you got Travis Scott get on camera and give the most piss poor, like this is one of the worst apologies I've ever seen in 20 years. Like this apology is so terrible. Honestly, Travis Scott was apologizing and caught up like he was lying, like a 10-year-old who got caught watching porn or something, who was watching the Spice Channel or something. For those who know, like he just in here like, like I just, you know, I'm so sorry to the fans and da 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 da. You don't have a caring bone in your body, Travis Scott. And you're losing endorsement deals back and forth. I wouldn't be surprised if McDonald's take you off of a ham sandwich in a minute. Honestly, they're going to be selling more Swedish sandwiches in a minute. Fortnite didn't already dropped you. Then you take your ass to partner with a better health app that's supposed to be providing therapy for the folks who was impacted it. This exploitative app that's not going to do a lot for these folks. These folks need to be talking to somebody directly. They need their own, like, that was chaos. And no app of them getting it, like, how you partnering with an app? How you like, y'all are taking situations of tragedy and still explore that, like, y'all are taking a tragic situation and still trying to make money. Like, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. And shout out to my girl Evelyn, who I love so much. Girl Evelyn be on it. She literally itemized everything that was going to happen. Travis Scott is going to do all of these things, and Evelyn has been on it. That is my girl. I love her. I hope I get the chance to meet her one day. But Travis Scott, Evelyn said that Travis Scott was going to, pay for these funerals. He's going to show up to some funerals. He's going to do some stuff. Travis Scott has been doing that and even more. He came out and said he's going to be paying for the funerals. And I wouldn't be surprised. Evelyn also said that he would show up to a couple of funerals to offer his condolences and stuff. Yeah, that's what it is. People who know this stuff, people who know PR, know it. Know it. Like, I know, I've never been in class about PR, but I just like studying people and like celebrities and stuff and how they, how they respond to a situation like this. I saw it coming. I honestly don't think that Travis Scott is going to be gone. I think that as far as like concerts, it's going to take a while for him to bounce back from that. But I don't think he's going to lose money to the point that he's going to be, gone. The system is not set up like that. That man has money and lawyers that will make sure that he's protected and that make sure that, y'all gonna get paid, but it's not gonna be enough to make him poor. I think that I hope he got enough coins saved up for some rainy days for a couple years, but it's gonna take some time. But like Travis is a millionaire. When you get to that type of status, it's very hard to lose money because these folks start investing in things that makes them money no matter what. Like, that's just what happens. Like, girl, it's not the same as us, like the stuff that we go through. We lose a loved one, we got to bury them and all that other stuff. That takes a while for us to bounce back. But I haven't bounced back from my brother passing away. I haven't. So I can't imagine losing somebody like that. And then I know the legal system is going to be so slow that it's going to take money for these. It's going to take months, probably a while for these folks to get any type of money into them to help them grieve. Because I wish I did have some money to help me grieve and take time off during this, like losing my brother. I wish I did. I had to keep pushing through. I had a whole project I was working on in the middle of all this. So ain't no telling what these other people who have lost their loved ones had going on before this. And it's just like the blame is on Live Nation and Travis Scott. First of all, we should never have this going on in the middle of a pandemic to begin with. So no apology, no apps with therapy helping is going to help. None of this is going to help. Y'all don't care about people like that, because if you did, it would have never happened. And at the very least, y'all to make sure that protective measures were in place in case something did happen. You don't plan if it happens. You plan when it happens. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not planning if it happens. You're planning when it happens. And they were just checking boxes to make sure. Now you got police out here talking about, oh, well, we saw it and we told him that we're not sure about this and da-da-da-da. So you mean the police, the same police that's been out here dragging protesters for the last year or two, y'all out here now can't stop something like this? I wonder why. But this whole ordeal is a complete mess. For folks who are studying PR and studying all of that, girl, like, pay attention. These folks don't have PR teams until they go get them. Like, they think they can be their own PR. Maybe they can get on the app and just talk and offer an apology like that, and it just looks terrible. It looks horrible. You cannot connect like that. You think you're gonna connect? You look stupid. You're so disconnected that you don't even know what to do. That's why y'all need PR, because y'all have been rich for so long that y'all don't even know how to offer any type of empathy to these folks. You are here talking to these folks. You can't even look at the camera. You so weak that you can't even look at the camera. You're not even looking at anybody in the face. You can't even look at the camera. That's how weak and pitiful you are. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I hope that Travis Scott get every red cent knocked up. I hope they knock the damn Sonic coins and rings out of his ass for this foolishness, because it makes absolutely no sense. And I don't give a damn about Kylie Jenner and what she got going on in the Kardashian family. They didn't threw him away as far as like him being a part of something they were filming, girl. Let me tell you something, the Kardashians gonna protect themselves, girl. They like black, but when it's too much, they like, girl, go on over there. We don't want that. We go away from here with this, Apollo. So if you're studying PR and all that public relations and stuff, pay attention to how this is being handled, because this is going to be something they're going to use to teach some folks in the future, because it is a complete mess. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what y'all thought about the whole ordeal in the comment section. I will be talking about it a little bit more as time progresses and we see what is ultimately going to happen and who's going to be held responsible. Let me know what y'all thought about the whole ordeal. Comment below, and I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye.